morning, everybody. It's your girl, Brittany Charity, and welcome back to Saturday morning story time. Thank you guys for being here today with me. I want to start off today by saying a big thank you and giving a bunch of gratitude to my followers and the watchers and the listeners of my stuff. Thank you guys for being here so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you oh so much, oh so much. Yeah. So to start off this morning, I'm just gonna do a little oldie about not taking something for granted. Because I don't want to take any of you guys for granted. I want to count my blessings and not squander them. You know what I mean? So here we go. And that's going to tie into the story reread too, but in the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand and a naked in my heart and my pockets full of sand, I'm a long way from home. Loved one so in the early morning rain with nowhere to go, out on runway number 9, big 707 set to go, but I'm stuck here on the ground where the cold winds blow. Oh, the liquor tasted good, and that women all were fine. Oh, well, there she goes, my friend. She's rolling down at last. Oh, this old airport's got me down. It's no earthly good to me, 'cause I'm stuck here on the ground, cold and drunk as I might be. Well, you can't hop a jet plane like you can a freight train, so I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain. So I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain. I'm feeling about, living in a way that you don't feel guilty about, shameful about, remorseful about, or regretful about later. Now, I know that is like really far-fetched and idealistic, but I also know that every day and every moment is an opportunity. So, with all that being said and done, we're going to read a story today by the one and only Dr. Seuss called Gertrude McFuzz. That's right. Gertrude McFuzz. She wasn't happy with what she was. So, I'll begin there. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail there ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had, and oh, that one feather made Gertrude so sad. There she is being so sad. For there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named Lola Lee-Loo, and instead of one feather behind, she had 2. Poor Gertrude. Whenever she happened to spy Miss Lola Lee Lou flying by in the sky, she got very jealous. She frowned, and she pouted. Then one day she got awfully mad, and she shouted, "This just is not fair. I have one and she has two. I must have a tail just like Lola Lee Lou." There's Lola Lee Lou flying with her two tails. And here's little Gertrude with her one. So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake. And she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh please do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor, "such talk, how absurd. Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in. And he told her just where she could find such a pill, on a pillberry vine at the top of a hill. "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. There she is, talking to her uncle. Yes, there was the vine, and as soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry. She started to gnaw at it. It tasted just awful, almost made her sick, but she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch. And Gertrude looked round and she cheered. It was true! 2 feathers, exactly like Lola Lee Lou. Then she got an idea. Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Lola Lee Lou. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine, so she nibbled another one off the vine. That's her new tail. There's the vine. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Whee! Miss Lola has only just 2, and now I have 3. When Lola Lee Lou sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face sure enough. I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will, while I'll make my tail even prettier still." She snatched at those berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled them down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She didn't stop eating, young Gertrude McFuzz, till she'd eaten 3 dozen. That's all that there was. So here she is with all her tails now and her feathers. There she is, and there's the vine. Gonna get all of them. Whoa! Then the feathers popped out with a zang and a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring. All fit for a queen, what a sight to behold. They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold. Like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze. And some were as long as the branches of trees. And still they kept growing. They popped and they popped until long about sundown when finally, they finally stopped. "Now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right straight home and show Lola Lee Lou. And when Lola sees these, why her face will get red and she'll let out a scream and she'll fall right down dead." Oh my goodness, look at all those tails and feathers. Wow, and look at her down here. They were popping out of her till sundown. Then she spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk, but that bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, couldn't walk. Whew. And all through that night, she was stuck on that hill. And Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still if her good Uncle Dake hadn't heard the girl yelp. He rushed to her rescue and brought along help. Oh my goodness, there she is. Heavy, heavy, the weight of all that desire. So to lift Gertrude up almost broke all their beaks, And to fly her back home, it took almost 2 weeks. And then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. My, Gertrude was sore. Look at all these birds picking her up and carrying her home. And finally, when all of the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her, again, had just one. That one little feather she had as a starter, but now that's enough, because now she's smarter. There she is with her one little feather. Finally, content. Finally okay with who she is. The end. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a moment to think about in our lives what we feel like we really need more of to make us more worthy, to make us feel more valuable. And let's try to do the work to find that worth and value, not outside, not externally, but in here, so that we could be better to each other and to ourselves. Thank you once again for joining me today, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on the flip side.